learners, almost fourth graders. It's Mrs. Burke, and today's video math lesson is going to be a lesson that's going to help you get prepared for some material that you're going to see next year in fourth grade. Actually, it'll be a few months from now, right? So today's lesson, we're going to talk about 3 different ways that you can write numbers. The first way is known as standard form, and standard form uses digits. And that's the way most of us are used to seeing numbers. The second form is known as written form, or also sometimes referred to as word form. And when you write numbers in word form, you're using words and letters to spell out the numbers. And the last form is known as expanded form. And that word expand means to stretch. So when you're writing numbers in expanded form, you're showing the number stretched out across place values. And I'm going to go a little bit more in detail into that using these next few examples. Okay, so let's get going. As I mentioned, we have the 3 different forms. So like I said, standard form is right here. That's when you see just the numbers that you're used to seeing numbers represented as. So this number is 14,681. If I wanted to use this same number in written form, I'm gonna, instead of using digits, I'm gonna represent these numbers using words. So this number here is 14. And it has a value of thousands. It's in the thousands period, which we're going to get into in 2 minutes. So this would be read as 14,000. And then we have 681. Now the last way is to expand that. So for expanded form, I have 10,000 plus 4,000 plus 600 plus 80 plus 1. And if I added all of these parts together, it would total 14,681. So we're going to do some practice with that. I have here a place value chart, and the place value chart shows us up to the 10,000s place. This is what it looks like with your manipulatives. The 10,000s would be 10 of these. The thousands would be that cube. Your 100 is your flat, your 10s is your long, and then our cube is our 1. And then using words, this is how we can spell 10,000s, thousands, hundreds, tens. And then this says units. You could also read that as ones. And then the value would be 10,000, 1,000, 100, 10, and 1. So I'm going to show you first how we can read numbers to the 10,000s. So right now I'm going to put a number in standard form right here. Okay? And when I have this number, when I want to read this number, I have to realize that my place values are always broken into something known as periods. So we might have a billions period. Then the smaller one would be millions. After our millions period comes our thousands period, followed by our ones period. So when we're reading a number, we have to read the commas and name the period that they're in. And let me explain that. So right now, I have 2 digits that fall in my thousands period. And the 2 digits, if I isolate them and I look at just those 2 numbers, I see the number 63. So I'm going to read this as 63,000 since it's in my thousands period. So 63,000, and then I'm going to look at what's in my ones period, and the number I see is 481. So if I put that together, my number is 63,481. So this is my standard form. If I now want to move into my word form, I'm going to write using words for these numbers. So like I said, this is 63,000. So I'll even steal my spelling from here. So I'm going to write 63 And then this is in my thousands period. So it's 63,000. And just like my number has a comma, I'm gonna add a comma to my words. Next, I have the number 481. So I have 481. So now if I read this, 63,481. That would be the word form. Now last is my expanded form, which means I'm gonna talk about my digit and the value based on its place. So this 6 has a value of 10,000. So that would be 60,000. Then I have a 3 in my thousands. 3 thousands would give me 3,000. Then I have a 4 in my hundreds, which gives me 400. I have an 8 in my tens place, which gives me 80. And finally, I have 1 in my ones place, which is 1. And notice that I always have to include these plus signs because I'm adding all of these values together. So this would be 60,000 plus 3,000 plus 481, or 63,481. This is expanded form. I isolate every single digit into its place value. All right, let's try another one. Let us do 41625. Okay, so let's try to read this first. So remember, I'm gonna isolate the numbers based on the period, which is why I have that line there that tells me when to stop. So I'm gonna cover it. The number I see is 41. So I'm gonna read this as 41,000. And then I have the number 625. And I don't have to say that it's in the ones period, I just read the number. So altogether this would be 41,625. So let me try writing that. All right. 40 is spelled F-O-R-T-Y, but it's 41, and then it's in my thousands period. So 41,000, comma, because I got to my comma, and this number is 625. 625. Okay, so 41,625. Now for expanded form, or time to stretch it. This is going to be 4 10,000s, or think of what I said, 40, right? So 40,000. Then this digit has a value, it's the digit 1 with the value of 1,000, so 1,000 would be 1,000. Then I have a 6 with a value of 100, which would be 600. Then I have 2 10s, so 10 and 10 would be 20. And finally, I have 5 1s. So if I stretched out 41,625 into its place values, it would look just like that. Okay, for the last one, I'm gonna give you a number and I'm gonna put it in written form, and you'll try to put it in expanded form and standard form. So we'll do standard, written, and expanded. Okay, so if I had, I'll do it in written form. Let's do 56,000. Remember, I'll put my comma, new period. 500 32. Okay, let's see if we can think about what that would look like in standard form. So I'm going to go back to my mat here. And I want 56,532. So I know I have to have the number 56 in my thousands period. So here's my thousands period. So I'm going to write 56, followed by the comma. And next comes the word 532. So I'm going to write that here. 532. So that is my number in standard form. 56,532. Now let me try to stretch that up in expanded form. So let's see, I have 5 10,000s or 50,000 plus 6 thousands, so 6,000 plus 5 in my hundreds, 500. 3 10s would give me 30. And finally, 2 1s would give me 2. Now I want to do one last one, which excludes a place value, and I'll show you what that means. So for this last example, I'm going to give you a problem shown in expanded form. So again, we'll do our standard, our word or written, and our expanded. So let's try this one. If I had 20,000 plus 6,000 plus 80 plus 4. Let's try to first write this out. Or let me try to put it in my place value chart first. So here, here I have 20,000 and then I have 6,000. So I know that these are going to be in my thousands period, but I'm not going to put 20 here because 20 10,000s would actually be 200,000s. If I have a value of 10,000, how many 10,000s would give me 20,000? 2 of them. So 2 10,000s gives me 20,000. Next, I have 6 in my thousands, followed by my comma. Now, how many hundreds do I have? Well, this says 80. So that doesn't say 800. So where would 80 go? That has a value of 8 10s, 80. And then I have 4 1s for 4. So notice that I never had a place value here that represented the hundreds place, which means I don't have any value there. So my number is going to be 26,000. And what number do you see here? 84. So it's 26,084. So I'll write that in standard form. And now when I want to turn that into word form, I'm going to write what I'm reading. 26, and that's in the thousands period. I don't have any hundreds, but I do have 84. Okay? So these are the 3 different ways you can write numbers, and these are numbers to the 10,000s place. Tomorrow's lesson, we'll do some to the 100,000s place, and we'll do some more practice with this. Okay? So do your best today. Feel free to print out a place value chart. They can be very, very helpful. I'll try attaching one to your Google Classroom in case you want to print it out and use it. All right? Good luck today.